most austere and dangerous battlefield conditions by bringing the injured to battalion aid stations and mass sites. Those type of places that would probably be primitive in today's, as we look at them today. And like Benjamin Floyd and Billy Mitchell, who pioneered aviation, the Solopilots risked their lives to demonstrate the potential of what a rotary-wing aircraft could do. The Solopilots created one of those giant leaps forward of men and machines that saved lives of men and women every single day in Iraq and Afghanistan and other parts of our world. I think many of you know that we have the greatest survivability rate in our nation's history, well over 90%. And that's up a long way from the 70% that occurred in Korea. However, if not for the heroics of you that we call the Solopilots, God only knows what that survivability rate would have been. Your efforts are just not used today in the Army, Air Force, and Navy, but used in civilian society and communities as well. Some of you may know that we actually have 2 helicopters over here at Kelly Airport that can go out to the rural communities and bring on and continue that work that you all established. It's also an honor to have in our audience this morning retired Lieutenant Colonel John Hammond, who commanded the 49th Medical Detachment. Helicopters have only been in production for about 10 years prior to the outbreak of the Korean conflict. And according to historical documents, during the first 12 months of the mission in 1951, Army helicopters carried 5,040 wounded. By 1953, Solopilots evacuated about 1,273 injured per month. Colonel Hammond and his team took a small observation helicopters with marginal piston engine power and converted them into functional ambulances. And I had a brief minute to talk to him before the start of the ceremony. And when you read about the history of these helicopters, you find that the engine didn't have enough power when they were loaded up to get off the ground. So I asked him how he did that. And he'd say, well, get up on a high cliff and kind of jump off to get a jump start. Now, unfortunately, we established not too long ago our 100th celebration of aviation flight. And I made a comment there. I'm not going to repeat the comment because it'll probably get written again. But it had to do with not having enough alcohol to get in one of those planes. I'm not sure there would have been enough for me to get in that thing either. Another pioneer in our audience is Solopilot retired Lieutenant Colonel Hank Posey, who in a recent interview noted Solopilots strap patients to the outside locally, contrived litters as you see over there. And he was quoted as saying, it was this dedicated willingness and the ability to improvise that makes the Solopilot unique. Unique indeed. But Colonel Posey, I think I would have used the word heroic. By your own determination and steadfast dedication, all of you, ladies and gentlemen, all of you have saved thousands and thousands of lives.